I'm Jessica Smith and I'm the Creative Arts Archivist at the John Rylands Library, University of Manchester. So thank you to Rachel and the Arrow Research Network for inviting me to speak today. This is going to be a brief overview of our ongoing collaborative projects on literary email archives. So amongst the collections I curate is the vast archive of indie poetry publisher CARCANET Press, and since 2012 this collection has included the press's email. The email archive is stored in our digital repository, Preservica, and is managed through ePADD. And as we just heard from Callum, ePADD is a free and open source software designed for the management of email archives developed by our brilliant colleagues at Stanford University. So at present, access to our email archives are completely restricted, but in the last couple of years, we've been exploring methods of providing mediated access to the collections. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the challenges that digital archives pose, so I'm not going to cover them in a lot of detail, but I am hopeful that the combination of open source software and collaboration between specialists can begin to address some of these challenges. This collaborative approach really supports our endeavours to follow a path of ethical practice. Current archival theory based on a feminist ethics of care argues that archivists are bound to records creators and subjects and users and communities through a web of mutual effective responsibility. So the first project about to begin at Manchester is PALLADIUM, in which we will collaborate with Manchester Library developers to experiment with new techniques for processing collections. We'll work with Manchester researchers to identify relevant poets for targeted appraisal and to explore the potential of large anonymised datasets for non-consumptive research and for producing data visualizations. We're going to collaborate with the donor and the third parties whose email is held within the collection, working with them to appraise it via ePADD's assisted review functionality. We then plan to give access to these segments of the collection through ePADD's discovery or delivery modules. We're also going to work with artists to produce creative responses to the email archive. The plan was to begin PALLADIUM in June 2020, but the pandemic brought about a recruitment freeze at Manchester, and we're now due to begin on the 1st of February 2021, so next week. In tandem with preparations for PALLADIUM, we're in communication with Stanford, discussing a small ePADD pilot site that we were developing. Stanford were carrying out further development on ePADD through 2021, and that led to a collaboration whereby some of the developer resource at Manchester, which was freed up by the delay in PALLADIUM, was then directed into assisting Stanford's work on ePADD. Our developers got to learn about the software from the team who designed it, while also supporting the ongoing work. So this collaboration already felt like a win-win, and then Stanford introduced us to Harvard's university archivists, who were consulting with Stanford on potential integration between EASE, which is their homegrown email archiving system, and ePADD. Sadly, that project also hit a pandemic funding roadblock, and we were all forced to reassess all of our plans. So we decided to combine forces and rather than produce separate workflows, work together to integrate preservation functionality into ePADD. We were successful in receiving funding from the Mellon Foundation, and the ePADD Plus project was born. It's our hope that the enhanced product will provide the digital archiving community with a tool that supports the email archiving lifecycle more robustly. Because the requirements of preservation infrastructure and workflows vary greatly, the enhanced ePADD will support functions for local customization and extensibility. The three project partners will each utilize this capability to configure ePADD for their different organizational contexts as distinct use cases. The software development activity will align with our best practice for open source work and in order to support wider community contribution and better software sustainability. So as we were planning these projects, I realized that I was making decisions based solely on my own assumptions about kind of the donors' views on access. So my colleague Victoria Stobo and I disseminated a survey to gather opinions on the CARCANET email archive from the individuals who feature in it. And we discovered that the majority of respondents were actually specifically positive about access, although there were lots of caveats attached. This is a higher level of positivity than we were anticipating, and it's good news for mediated access to the collection. An additional survey was designed to explore the areas of research which might benefit from access to email archives and the kind of functionality that would be useful when interrogating this kind of resource. The responses in general demonstrated an understanding of the challenges which limit access to the full collection and confirmed that there is interest within the research community in the tools provided by ePADD. So ePADD offers significant tools to assist in appraisal. As Callum mentioned, it allows for the editing, tagging, restricting and bulk restricting of messages. It offers automated entity extraction and management using a natural language processing toolkit that they have customized themselves. There's also a lexicon search, and the default lexicon analysis includes things like sentiments and sensitive information, which can assist in identifying potentially confidential content. So at present, these processes still involve significant human intervention and oversight. We hope to be able to scale up what we're learning in these initial projects to develop customized lexicon for literary email archive appraisal, which has a sort of general applicability. We're still really near the beginning of this work at Manchester, but none of it would be possible without the varied internal and external collaborative relationships that we've been able to build. So that's it from me. Thank you very much.
Great. So I think